So, you've probably talked to an AI chatbot, right? We're all getting pretty used to them. But have you heard about AI agents? They might sound like the same thing, but trust me, they're a whole different ballgame. In this explainer, we're going to break down what makes them so different and why agents are really the next big step for AI. Okay, the easiest way to get this is with an analogy. Think of a chatbot like a vending machine. You put in a very specific command, you press B4, and you get a very specific, predictable output. An AI agent, on the other hand, is much more like a personal assistant. You don't give it a command, you give it a goal, and then it figures out all the steps to get there, all by itself. It's proactive, not just reactive. So that begs the question, right? What's the secret sauce here? What is it that gives an AI agent this incredible ability to direct itself? Well, it all comes down to a really powerful idea called the self-directed loop. This self-directed loop is literally the engine that drives an AI agent. It's the core mechanism that lets it plan, act, and even learn on its own, which makes it fundamentally different from your standard chatbot. So what we mean by a continuous loop is that an agent is constantly thinking. It plans out what to do, it acts on that plan, it observes the result, and then it repeats that cycle over and over again. This lets it adapt and learn as it goes, which is a huge deal. To really see how this all works, let's pop the hood and break an agent down into its four main parts. The best way to think about them is like Lego blocks that all have to snap together just right to build a powerful and safe AI. First up, you've got the model. This is the brain of the whole operation. It's the core AI intelligence that does all the reasoning and understands what's even possible in the first place. Next, you snap on the harness. Now, you can't just let a powerful brain run wild, right? The harness acts like a leash or a rulebook. It sets up all the boundaries and the safety guardrails to make sure the agent behaves the way you expect it to. But a brain with rules still needs to actually do things. That's where the tools come in. These are basically the agent's hands. They're the other applications and services it can use to take action, like sending an email, checking your calendar, or using your company's expense software. And finally, all of this happens inside an environment. You can think of this as the agent's playground or its office. The environment determines what the agent can see and interact with, whether that's your personal files, certain websites, or a secure corporate network. And this is so important to understand. Agent safety isn't just about having a smart model. Every single one of these four layers has to be locked down. A poorly set up harness, tools that have too much permission, a weak link in any one of these spots can create a major security risk. All right, enough with the theory. Let's see how these building blocks actually work together in a real-world situation. We're going to ask our agent to do a pretty common task, file some business receipts. And while it works, just keep in mind that plan, act, observe cycle we talked about. The agent is constantly going through that loop, refining its approach with every step. So our job is easy. We just give it one simple goal, and the agent has to figure out everything else on its own. Okay, the agent gets to work, but pretty quickly it hits a snag. One of the hotel charges gets rejected because it's over the company's spending limit for the night. And this right here, this is the magic moment. A simple bot would just report error and stop. But the agent observes the outcome. It doesn't just see a failure notice, it understands why it failed. It realizes, hey, I'm missing a key piece of information here. I don't actually know what the spending cap is. So it adjusts its plan on the fly. This whole situation brings us to a really crucial point. Maybe the most important thing that makes an agent truly trustworthy. Okay, so the agent knows it needs the company expense policy, but it can't just go grab it without permission. When it's stuck like this, what's the absolute smartest thing it can do? It stops, and it asks a human for help. Instead of guessing or just trying something that could make a mess, it pauses and clarifies its instructions with you, the person who's actually in charge. And this is a core feature of a well-designed agent. In fact, some research shows that as tasks get more and more complex, a good agent will actually double its rate of checking in with a person just to be safe. You see, this stop and ask behavior is a critical feature, not a bug. It keeps you in the driver's seat. It prevents the agent from making a wrong move with unintended consequences. And frankly, it's an essential principle for building AI that we can actually trust. Look, the move from chatbots to agents is a huge leap, from simple tools to powerful collaborators. And as these agents really do start to become our digital coworkers, the real challenge won't just be making them smart. The real challenge will be teaching them how to have good judgment.